Daniel here for Tabletop for One. Please join me at the table as I teach and play through Luna Capital. And I thank you for joining me for this tutorial and solo playthrough of Luna Capital. It's designed by Jose Ramon Palacios, and it's published by Devir Games. Now, this is my own copy. I have no relationship with Devir Games. In fact, I think this is the only Devir game that I own. But recently, a friend messaged me and asked me about this game. I told him I do very much like it. And I've been meaning to do a tutorial solo playthrough for a while, and so here we go. Now, in Luna Capital, you are going to be expanding and growing your settlement on the moon. You're trying to build out your settlement and have greenhouses, vital systems, construct buildings, and all sorts of things, all to have the most points at the end of the game. And actually, in the solo mode for this game, you're going to be competing against an AI who's going to take tiles and cards and build their own settlement. But let's go ahead and get started with the setup. Now you're going to take the board and you're going to place it on the solo side. The solo side only shows 3 card spaces here. The normal multiplayer side shows 4 like this. And so you'll place it over here, and I'll place it off the screen here. You don't really need to see anything on this side of the screen, so we'll place it here. All the AI's components are going to be placed down here at the bottom. That's where they'll be collected, where I'm going to build out my settlement over here on the right. And you'll shuffle all of the construction cards, the ones that show the little bricks here, and place them in this nice little deck holder here. It'll be off to the side off the screen here, but that's where I'll place it. You have some logistics tokens here that can be placed off to the right here, and then the Selenite tokens, we'll place a few here. You don't need too many of these for the solo mode. And then choose one set of tokens for you that's going to represent your business. And so I have the taxi cabs. Those are just an easy contrast color for me to see. And then you'll take the last delivery marker. It's this big old marker here. It goes in one of these 3 spaces here. At the start of the game, it starts in the furthest left space, so right there. And then we have the concession cards here. We have the short-term concession, the green ones, the long-term concession, red ones. You'll shuffle those up, but before you do, remove this one from the long-term concession. It's not used in the solo mode, so this can just go back to the box. It's the number 1 long-term concession card. And so after you shuffle these, you're going to draw 2 of the green ones, and we'll place them above the board here, and then 1 of the red ones, and then place it right here. And then the rest of these can go back to the box. And then you're going to shuffle up 3 different stacks of tiles, the project tiles. We have the A, B, and C tiles. But before you do that, please remove the ones, they'll show a 2 dot or a 3 dot on the side here of the icon. Those you're going to remove from the game because these are only used in multiplayer, so not in the solo mode. Now, do bear in mind, I'm talking about the white dots here, not the blue dots on the construction tiles. So look just for the white dots. Any of them with the 2 or 3 white dots, you'll remove them from each of those stacks. They'll never be used in the solo mode. And then you'll take all the A tiles and you're going to place them in this, the rocket here. We'll place it right here, just holds the tiles. And you're going to draw 3 of the construction cards for yourself and then 3 for the AI. Now, what you are going to choose here is to choose actually which of the 3 you want. So you get either these 3 or these 3, and whichever 3 you don't choose, they'll go to the bottom of the construction deck. And so you'll want to decide, which of these looks good for you as far as what they offer. Now, honestly, these are pretty similar in what they offer. One has a meteorite, one has a scaffolding site, and then they both have a type of vital system. I'll go over those icons later. So both of these are really good. The only difference is this one has a 359, which that can be more useful than an 899. And so, well, the 899 is not bad either. Again, I'll explain how that works, but just choose 3 that work best for you or what looks good and put the other 3 back under the bottom of the construction deck. So I will keep these here. These will be in my hand. They aren't in play yet. And then you're going to populate the board here. Now, we draw cards as well as tiles. And now one thing you want to keep in mind, and I'll explain this as we go here, but the last delivery icon is going to be the one where the card gets placed last, or the tiles get placed last. And so I'm going to start here, filling in this spot, then the middle one, and now the left one. And for the first round, we have one tile in each of those spaces, again following that same order. And the order is just a matter of consistency. I'll go over that in a little bit. There's a little ambiguity in the rules, but the designer has talked about this, so I'll explain how that all works when you're refilling the board and everything and moving this token around. All right, and so that's it for setup. Before we go into the rules on how to play, I want to talk about scoring, because what you're going to be doing, you're going to be drafting tiles and placing them out on a grid. You're also going to be placing these cards in rows. And so it's important to know what you're doing when you're placing these cards. And so what I want to teach you here, there's a lot of icons here, and it may seem overwhelming, but in the end, it's very simple. Any of the projectiles that have the heart symbol or the dome, those are called vital systems, and they all like to be next to each other of the same type. So all the hearts with the little black hexagon like to be next to each other, or the hearts with the pink square like to be next to each other, or the glass domes of any type like to be next to each other. And when you have those next to each other into a group, you'll score points at the end of the game based on the size of that group. So if you have a size of 4, you'll gain 10 points. Or if you have a size of 8, you'll gain 30 points. So that's what those like to do. They like to be next to each other. Now, at the end, if you have a bunch of domes in your colony, you're going to look for sets of the different types of fruit. And so there's 3 different types. There's the green, the red, and the yellow. And so if you have one of each, that counts as a set. And the set will score you points. Depending on how many sets you have, you can score quite a bit of points. The scoring on this is actually written in the rule book. I'm not going to explain it right now, but we'll show it at final scoring. Just understand that if you have a couple different sets of fruit, that's going to score you a lot of points. So it's definitely worth going for. There's also a wild one that shows all 3 fruit in the glass dome. That will count as one type of fruit of your choice when choosing, to count up sets. This next one here is meteorites. It's basically a majority thing. So in the solo mode, if you have the majority, you'll gain 10 points. If the AI has a majority, they'll gain 10 points. Next one here is the dollar sign. This gives 2 points per dollar sign, so that's not bad. These ones here, these buildings, these are building bonuses. I'll show you some examples in just a minute, but building bonuses often give bonuses for having certain types of tiles in your colony or being adjacent to this particular construction building. This here says that you gain points, 3 points per card that you have left over in your hand. And then last here, you gain points for your concessions that you've earned during the game. I'll go over concessions later. All right, and so here are a few examples of tiles here. We have one of the vital systems with the blue triangle. Again, these will want to be placed next to each other. Of course, you'll have the choice to place them when you gain them, but, like I said, they want to be next to each other. Here's one of those domes, those glass domes with the yellow fruit in it. Again, this wants to be next to other glass domes. It doesn't matter what kind of fruit. And so it definitely wants to do that. Now, this is what is called a logistics tile. And when you place this tile, you'll gain a logistics token. What that allows you to do is at the beginning of one of your turns, you're actually able to swap 2 projectiles on the offering here before you choose to draft. And that'll make more sense as you learn about the draft, but that is what that gives you. Here's one of those buildings. Now this building likes to have the heart with the black hexagon next to it, and you'll see it's showing adjacency not only orthogonally but diagonally. So any of the 8 spaces surrounding this building, if you have any of those hearts with the black symbol in it, it'll be worth 2 points for each one. And so that can rack up a lot of points. And so you'll see a lot of those buildings will have those adjacency bonuses. Here's another heart with the pink symbol. Here's one of those dollar sign buildings. Again, this is only worth 2 points for each one. It doesn't matter where it is in the colony. Looks like that's about it. Oh, here's one of the different kinds of buildings. This one's a special building here. When you place it, you get to draw 3 cards from the construction deck, keep 1, and then the other 2 go at the bottom of the deck. So if you're fishing for some cards that have a number or symbols on it that you like, that's a good way to do it. And then this last one here shows this little Selenite token, and this token down here. So when you place this tile in your colony, you'll gain this token as well, and you'll be able to use that. And I'll explain that when we talk about playing cards. Now, there are a variety of other tiles, but that's the gist of them. Now, one thing to note is that any tile that's printed on the card is considered an occupied space that is considered a project tile, and it scores accordingly. Now, this is one of those vital systems that shows all 3 fruits in it. So again, this counts as one type of fruit, but it's any one of those 3 when it comes to counting sets of fruits at the end of the game. So this is actually a really nice card. And the last thing of scoring that I want to talk about is the concessions. Now, the concessions in the solo mode work a little bit differently than the multiplayer mode. You're on a timer to try and complete these. Now, the short-term concessions, the green ones, you'll gain the max amount of points if you complete it in the first phase. The first phase is the letter A. So if you complete it in the first phase, you'll get the max amount of points. And the way you track that when you complete one is that you place your token. If you completed it for the max amount of points, you place it at the top. If you completed it for half the points, you place it here. And if you don't complete it at all, you get nothing, of course. Now, the short-term concessions, again, you have to complete it in phase A to get the max amount of points, or half the points in phase B. But if you wait till phase C, these won't matter. So do keep that in mind. You want to try and work on these early. Now, the long-term concessions work differently. So you can get max amount of points if you complete it in A or B, or if you complete it in C, you'll get half the points. And so that's how that works. Now, the AI itself automatically completes them all for max amount of points. So as it stands, the AI is going to start out with a 24-point lead. That may seem like cheating, but that's how it works to balance the overall scoring. All right, so now that you know scoring and some of the iconography, let's talk about the turn. So you always start out, you always get the first turn in every phase, every round, and that sort of thing. And what you're going to do is you're going to choose one of the cards and the tiles below it. So you have 3 different columns to choose from. And so when you choose one, you're going to take the card, add it to your hand, and gain the tile to be able to be used. And once you've done that, you're going to take one of the cards and place it in your colony. Now, the way these cards work is the first card you place can go anywhere. And so let's say I decided to place this 10. Maybe I'll place it right here. Now, in future turns, I've got to place the next card adjacent to it, and it's got to go orthogonally adjacent. So up, down, left, or right. And then every turn after, it's got to be placed adjacent to another card that's already placed. And the way the rule book tells you is 2 corners have to touch 2 corners. So just like that. It can't be something like that. It's not offset. So you're going to end up with 3 rows total and a max amount of 12 cards by the end of the game. Now, the way the numbers work is that numbers have to ascend from left to right. And so if I have this 10 here, I can't place anything beyond that because there's actually not a number beyond that. 10 is the max, 1 is the lowest. So I would have to place my next card as one of these 9s next to it, or I could place it up here. But then that means if I want to place a card next to this 9 later, it has to be an 8 or below here. And one other thing to note is you can't cover up part of the card. So you can't place it like this. The number always has to show, and you can't cover up any part of the card. Now, there is one exception. If you cannot place one of your cards, then you have to take one of your cards and place it face down. It'll still be part of your colony. It still must be adjacent to a previously placed card, but it no longer counts as far as like being able to place tiles or anything like that. So you definitely have to plan accordingly when it comes to picking up cards and choosing where to place them. Now, after you've placed your card, you have to place any and all tiles that you have onto your cards. So you just place them wherever you go. And you don't have to place them on the card that you placed unless it's the first card of the game, but it can be on any of the tiles that have an empty space. Now, some of the tiles have this. This is called scaffolding. And only certain tiles can be placed on the scaffolding. Those tiles are the building tiles, the construction tiles. They have this little yellow building in the upper right-hand corner. Any of those, it doesn't matter what the blue symbol says on the right, but any of these can be placed on scaffolding. So keep that in mind. That is the only way that those can be placed. Now, there is a tile called the demolition tile. It shows a crane on it. I don't have it here right now, but you're able to place it over a previously placed tile or one of the printed tiles, and then it makes the space empty. And so you're able to place any tile over that construction or that demolition tile later on if you'd like. So if somehow your plans are messed up, you can use those to try and fix your plans. Now, once you've done your turn, then it's the AI's turn. And what the AI is going to do is it's going to choose the card that is furthest from the deck from the left-hand side, okay? That is not the one with the last delivery marker. And so in this case here, it would not choose this one, it would choose this one, and it would take both the tile and the card. And what you do is you just add them into a little inventory down here. You can stack like tiles or like cards or that sort of thing. But at the end of the game, we'll go into how the scoring works. But suffice to say is that any of the vital systems that they gain, they're going to automatically be adjacent. See, you don't have to place the tiles out on the grid for the AI. They automatically get adjacency for all the vital systems that they gain. They also get a set amount of points for construction buildings. It's 5 points each. They do compete for the meteor. So again, they're going to try and get more than you as far as that goes so that they can score 10 points. But most of the other stuff scores the same way. And you'll see how that goes in final scoring. But the main thing that you want to watch out for is letting them have too many of the same type of vital system or too many of the greenhouses, the glass domes. Because if they get those, they're going to score a lot of points. So you have to really be careful what you let them have. And so once both your turns have been done, what you're going to do is this. I'm going to explain how this works because, again, there's ambiguity on how this works, but the designer talks about it on the forums. See, this last delivery token gets moved to the space where the last card that gets filled in. So it's kind of hard to say, all right, which card gets filled in last. In the multiplayer mode, you would just place this where you had taken a card. However, since the AI takes a card before there's a replenishment, this is what I do. And consistency is key. So if you do this the same way every time, it's not going to matter which way you do it. So you could choose to place this where you chose last, or you could choose to place this where the AI chose last. It really doesn't matter as long as you're just consistent throughout the game. So I always choose where the AI chose their cards. And so in this case here, they had chosen here. And so when I refill, then I draw filling this one first, then this one, and the same with the tiles. However, one thing that happens is we increase the number of tiles. So you're going to look at the set that's still there and add one tile to it. This would be face up, of course, but I don't want to see what this tile is yet. And so now there's 2 tiles here. And then when you replenish these, you'll replenish with 2 tiles. You'll repeat this for each round until we've done the 4th round, which will have 4 tiles in each area. Once we've done the 4th round, then we'll move on to the next phase, which is the B phase. And I'll show that during the gameplay, but basically we're going to start with a new stack of tiles, the B tiles, and start out with 1 tile on each again and work our way up. We go a total of 12 rounds, 4 rounds per phase, and then the game ends. All right, so that is a very long explanation for what is a very simple game to play. This is not as complicated as it looks. It's fairly simple to play, but with a lot of really good decisions. And so I'm sorry if I took too long on the explanation. I just want to make sure you understood how these things work and how the systems work. But we are ready to start the game. Now, before I do want to explain which of these concessions and how they work. Now, the rule book is very good in explaining what they do. This one is fairly straightforward. Basically, you want to have, at some point, an arrangement of projectiles in a 2x2 grid. That's all it takes. So if you have that, then you win this concession. This one here would like to have 3 of the stores or markets or whatever these are, the ones with the dollar sign, in a column or row. All right, and this last one here, this one's asking for greenhouses, the ones with the glass domes. And all it wants is for you to have 5 of them in your colony. They don't even have to be adjacent to each other. So if you do that, you'll win that concession. So that's what those are asking for, and that's what I'm going to be trying to work for. Again, the AI already gets all those points, so you definitely want to try and work towards those to match the AI. All right, with that in mind, my first move is to take this one that I had shown earlier, because this one has a greenhouse on it, and it's a wild one. It comes with a greenhouse tile, which is really useful. And so what I will do is I will place this probably right here. It's a number 10, so it's going to go in the furthest right of one of the 3 rows. And then I get to place this tile. I might as well place it right next to this greenhouse because, again, greenhouses like to be next to each other. They are worth a lot of points at the end of the game if they are. And so are other vital systems, again, the heart ones with the different symbols in them. But of course, the heart ones, they want the same kind of symbol next to each other, whereas the greenhouses, it doesn't matter which kind of greenhouse, as long as greenhouses are next to each other. So that works out for me. But the AI is going to get this card here, which nets them 1 meteor already. And then they get this vital system here. And since they took that, we're going to move the last delivery marker here. And then we are going to first draw new cards. 1 to this space here, and then 1 to the last delivery space. We'll draw new tiles. Now, first we add 1 to this one to make it 2. And then we take 2 new ones right here, and then 2 new ones right here. All right, so now our choices have expanded. There's a lot to take in here. Now, one thing I'm eyeing right now is both of these have a dollar sign symbol on them. So that's really nice. But I have to be careful which of these I take because looking at this one here, it's got that heart with the black symbol. The AI has already got one, so I don't know if I want to let them have that one. But this one has a meteor, and so I don't have any meteors yet. So, well, I have one on this card. I could put this one out, but I'm probably going to use this card next because this card has a greenhouse on it, and if I place it right here, it goes and connects to these other greenhouses. So that's really good for me. And so with that in mind, I think I'm going to take this set here. I just don't want the AI getting this card, and I'll take this one. Now, I didn't mention before, I could have taken this set. And what happens here is if you take the set that has the last delivery marker, it tells you on the board here, you have to lose one of your cards. And again, cards are worth 3 points at the end of the game. So it might be worth it to take that set if you're gaining a lot of points off of it. But you have to keep that in mind. So I don't want to lose the cards just yet. So I'm going with this set. Now I don't have to place this card that I just gained. I can place any card from my hand. So I will place this one here. But now I have 2 tiles and I have to place them. And so let's see. I think I will place the money symbol here because I'm thinking of, let's say I place this card next right here, then I could put 2 more money symbols there to try and work towards that concession. So that one there, and then this other vital system, I think I'll place here. I don't want to get in the way of the greenhouses if the greenhouses want to expand vertically there. So I'll place that one there. Now the AI is going to take its set of cards. And again, it's going to take the furthest one away from the deck of cards, away from the left, that is not the last delivery set. So it's only going to take this set here. It'll gain all these tiles, so we just add them here. Again, you want to keep like ones stacked. It just makes it easier for scoring. And it takes this one and adds it to its card pile. All right, since the AI chose this one here, we'll move the marker there. We'll refill starting with this one here. Again, consistency is key. Just do it the same way every time. We add one tile to this spot here. So now there's 3 tiles there. Then we're going to add 3 more tiles into this one. And then 3 more tiles into this one here. All right, so this one's got some buildings. Now, that's something to think about later. I don't really need those right now, so I'm not going to go for them. But I definitely want to think about that later. Again, if the AI gets buildings, they're worth 5 points each to the AI. So we have to keep that in mind. Now, this one has a greenhouse on it, which I could use. So I might go for that. And it has a $, which I don't need at this moment. So I don't know about that one. Ooh, but look at this one. This one's got, oh man, this one's got a vital system, right? A vital system with a blue triangle, and it comes with 2 blue triangles. If I don't take this, the AI will take it. So I think I will. I think I will take all of this here. I just don't want the AI to get it. And so the question is, do I place this right now? I could, I could not worry about that concession of getting $3 in a row. Place this right here, but that means I have to place a 1 here. I do have a 1 in my hand, so that's not a problem. Because again, we want to keep things in numerical order here. So if I place that there, then place this one and this one like this, you'll see I've made a group of 4 of the same kind of vital system. That's really good. On top of that, this one shows a Selenite token. I can add that to my inventory here and use that later. Now I do have to place this one. It's a demolition. This is the demolition tile that I talked about earlier. So I can place it over another tile to demolish it and make it an empty space. I don't really need to do that. So I guess maybe I should just place it in this corner over here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Now the AI is going to take this one here, adding it to its supply. Now it's got a $sign on this card, so I'm going to take its other $sign, place it on this card here to help keep track of that. And then it's going to gain all 3 of these. So we got a meteorite, it's adding it to his stack. Maybe I'm just not going to worry about meteorites this game because he's already got so many of them. And so now we move the last delivery marker here and we're ready to refill. And now we're going on to the 4th and final turn of the A phase before we move on to the B phase. And so, yeah, this game goes pretty quick, especially if you're used to the iconography. Like I said, it's not too hard. You just need to remember vital systems are all about adjacency, and the other ones are pretty self-explanatory once you get used to them. It really only takes a game to get used to them. All right, a lot of interesting choices here. Now, I don't think I'm going to try and take from this one here because I just don't want to get rid of a card. I do like the look of this one, but I don't know where I'm going to place everything because this 10 would be nice to place it right up here. I mean, I like the idea that it has a greenhouse. I just don't know where I'm going to place all this stuff. But if I don't take it, then the AI is going to get 2 of the pink hearts. It's already got 1. And plus a black heart, it's already got 1. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good choice. But over here, I do get a logistics token if I take this. And then these buildings. That's not much better, actually. I guess I'll take this one. All right. We'll take this one. And let's see. What am I going to do? Maybe I should place this first. See, if I place this here, and then I place this one here, and this one here like this. All right? So that works. It keeps everything together. So these 2 pink hearts are next to each other and these 2 black hearts are next to each other. And then I have one of these buildings that lets me draw cards and keep one. Just need to decide where to put this. And maybe I should place it right here. All right, so now I get to draw 3 cards. And this is really nice too because it just gives me more options. But at the same time, if I don't lose cards, it's going to be worth 3 points. Ooh, check this one out. So this one right here has a black heart. And if I end up placing it right here, it's going to be in line with the other black hearts. I can just place another black heart right here and I'll have a whole line of 4 of them. So that's nice. The 7's also nice, having that number. But I don't need the 7. I think I will take this one. I think that's a good choice. Now, I don't need to overthink these numbers because I do have this Selenite token, which lets me basically place a tile or a card as any number. See, I could place it right here, this 10, and put this over this if I wanted. Now it can be any number between these two numbers that get placed next to it. So that's how that token works. Now the AI is going to get this one here, and thankfully it doesn't have anything on this particular card, so that's nice. But it's going to gain these other tokens here, a couple more buildings, and then this black card here. It wasn't too good of a gain for the AI, so that's really good for me. And so now we'll move this here, but we are at the end of the round. And so what you're going to do is you're going to keep this card here, but these tiles here that are the Project A tiles and all these ones here, they're going to get removed from the game for now. And then you're going to grab your stack of B tiles and we're going to slide them in here. And then we'll draw new cards to set this up. But I forgot one thing. We need to check concessions to see if I actually completed them. And I completed one of them actually. See, I completed a short-term concession here. This one here requiring 4 project tiles in a square area, and I have a couple of them. So you'll see 4 here, 4 here. Again, the printed one counts. So I completed this one. I'm going to get all 8 points for it. So I get to place my little marker above it there. Now, I did not complete this one here. And so if I complete it during this B phase, I will get half the points. I only get 3 points instead of 6. And if I don't complete it during the B phase, I don't get it at all. So I have to keep that in mind. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to get this one. Although there is one right here, one of those dollar signs, but I just don't think I have the setup for it. Besides, I'm more interested in this one here and this one. Yeah, this is definitely going to be my choice for the round. Let's go ahead and take it. So I'll gain these 2 here. We'll place this 10 right over here, I think, because it has a greenhouse right there, and if I can connect one more greenhouse there, that'd be awesome. And then we'll take this black heart and place it right here, and look, it's connected to the other ones. That's perfect. All right, and so the AI gets these 2 cards here. Again, not a big deal for me. I'll place them right there. You can stack the construction, logistics ones together. All right, so we'll move the token over here, redrawing like so. Adding one more tile over here. Oh, there's 2 dollar signs now. And then we add 2 here and then 2 here. Now, I definitely want these here, but I can wait till the next turn before I take those. This one's kind of nice because this one has this building that gives 2 points per meteorite surrounding it. And that could be worth a lot, but I really don't have many meteorites right now. So maybe I should just go for this and try and work on it. You know, it might be worth a shot. And so I will gain this. Got the 2 dollar signs. Maybe somehow, some way, I'll get a 3rd dollar sign and make it work. Now, I am going to place this one right here. And the reason why I'm placing it here is I plan on placing this one right here. So that should work out well. And then we'll place the 2 dollar signs like that. I think that's the best choice. I hope that's the best choice rather than going vertical. We'll see. All right, so the AI is going to get this card here, and it is one of those black hearts. So we'll place our stack of black hearts tiles here for the AI. So now it's got 3 of those. That's not good. And then it's going to gain another meteorite and another building. Once again, we have some good offerings, but I really think I'm going to go with this one. This is the best choice. All right, I think. I'm not sure. Well, this one has the dollar sign. So that actually worked out really well for me. So let's take it while we have the chance, okay? So we're going to take these here. I'm not going to use this card. I think I'm going to use this one because I can place the 9 right here. Again, you always have to place the card. And then let's see. We have the greenhouses. So I add one here and one here. So now I have, wow, 6 greenhouses in a group. And then this dollar sign, I'm going to place it right here. Now I have 3 in a row. Wow, that really worked out for me. But the AI is going to get this card here. It's adding another meteorite to its collection. And then we got one more black heart. That's not good. One more building and one pink heart. I actually think I'm doing pretty well over here. I think the AI is going to have trouble beating me this time. All right, and so it's my turn. I'm tempted by this one. I really think it's worth it. So if I take this one, I'm going to have to lose a card, and I think I will lose this one. I think that's the right choice. So it goes to the bottom of the stack on the construction deck. I will gain this card instead. Now remember, that cost me 3 points at the end of the game. And so it better be worth it. And so I'm going to place this one right here instead. And then these two pink hearts right here. Now I still have a line of pink hearts, a whole group. I also have another blue. And so we'll add that right here. And then on top of that, I have a building here that says I get 1 point for every store that I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 stores. So that's 4 points total. And I think I'll just place it up here, out of the way. Maybe actually right here. All right, since I took the one that was in the last delivery slot, the AI, once again, following AI rules, takes the one furthest away from the left side here where the deck is. And so it'll choose this one here. It's going to gain this card. And then, oh man, another black heart. 2 blue hearts. That's not good. And one of these logistics centers as well. All right, and so that was the end of the B phase. Now we are checking concessions, and I did complete 2 concessions. So I completed this one, once again requiring 3 in a row of the stores. I have 3 right here. But I completed, it's a short term, and I completed it on the second phase, the B phase. So I only get half the points. So I placed it on the lower side here. So it's only worth 3 points at the end. But however, I did complete this one in the B phase, which again, the long-term concessions, if you complete it in the A or B phase, it's worth the max points. And so I get a total of 10 points. Again, this one requires at least 5 greenhouses in your colony, and I actually have 6. So definitely completed that. So it's not too bad. I mean, I got the vast majority of the concession points. It's only 3 less than the AI. So that was actually really good. And then we are going to get rid of these tiles here and replace this stack of tiles with the C tiles and reset the board. All right, so I am looking really good right now. This is actually a really good game. Now, I don't need this one right now, so I'm good skipping that one. So either of these 2 will work, and it really doesn't matter which one. Now, I did want to show you something that came up. This is one of the large spaces. This hasn't come up yet. It's a rare card to see. And what it does is it counts as 1 space, and you can only put 1 building here. But these are really useful for those buildings that require a bunch of stuff next to them. So normally, if you're placing this building in a spot, you can only count up to 8 tiles next to it. Whereas if you place this here, now there's potentially 10 tiles. 2 on this side, 2 on this side, 3 and 3. That's how that works. So placing this building in this big area increases its area of an influence, or however that works. But that's what that is for. So definitely keep that in mind. Those are very useful for that. Now, I'm not doing a whole lot of that in my particular game, so I don't need to worry about that. So I might take this one here, only to deny the AI this bonus here. I think that's the best way to do it. We're going to add this tile here. It's fairly simple. It's going to add right here because now I have 6 total of the blue triangles. Now the AI will get this one over here and this card here. Of course, I did forget to place a card, so I do have to place this one up here. Hopefully I can line up some more greenhouses along here, but at this point I'm already scoring a ton of points with the greenhouses. All right, so we're ready for the next turn. I do like this one over here, mainly because it has a greenhouse with a wild fruit on it. And once again, at the end of the game, you're going to score based on sets of fruit. And they don't have to be adjacent to each other. So even though this is number 1 card and likely going in this spot right here, it'll count as a wild fruit for that scoring. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to choose that one and these 2 here. We'll place it right here. And we'll add the pink heart right there. And then I have this construction token that I don't really need. So I guess I'll just place it right there. All right, so the AI is going to choose this card here, adding it, and now gives it 1 more meteor. Again, I think it has the most meteors. I don't think I'm going to catch up with that. But it does get another black heart, so that's not good. And another pink heart. All right, choices. But do you see this? There's 2 meteors here, and this is a building that gives bonus for adjacent meteors. It's so hard to pass up. I'm not going to pass that up. You kidding me? I'm going to take all that. But instead of placing that card, I'm going to place this card that has another meteor on it. And so when I place this, I will put this building right here. Now it's adjacent to 2 meteors, but then we'll just add one there and one there, and that was an 8-point gain just off of that. And on top of that, I think I'm in the running to beat the AI. Now, you are able to count the AI's cards and stuff, just so you know. Well, it still has 6 meteors, so not quite there yet, but it is possible. Well, maybe not, because look, it's taking this card here and this meteor token. The AI is like, no, I'm not going to let you gain that. That's all right. It's not too bad. I did get a lot of points off of that. All right, so it's my turn again, and it's the final turn of the game. I think I'm going to take this card and all these tiles here. I think this is the best choice for me. I do get a greenhouse, which I can add to my set over here, which is really good. I have another meteor, so I might as well add it right here. And then, let's see, I'm supposed to place a card first. Whoops, my bad. Let's see, we'll just place this card because I don't think it really matters which card I place here as long as it's in ascending order here, so that works. And then I have these two here. Now I can place this one right here, which completes a set of 4. And really, I just add this one here. It gives me 2 points per adjacent or surrounding black hearts, and there's only 1. But still, that's 2 points. I'll take it. Now the AI is going to get this one here, and it just added itself another blue heart. That's not good. And a couple more pink hearts. Oh my goodness. Another blue heart here. Uh-oh. And another building. We'll see how this works out. All right, so before I go into my scoring, the normal player scoring, let's talk about the AI's scoring. So once again, the AI is going to score all of its vital systems. The vital systems are the heart shapes of one color, or all of the greenhouses. Now, thankfully, it only has one greenhouse. And so now they consider each of their separate types of vital systems adjacent. Now, in this case here, it actually has 6, 1 here, and 5 more of these black hearts, which will be a total of 6. So you're going to look at the little diagram here, and this says 20 points for 6, and you'll give it to the AI. And so there it goes, 20 points. Let's see what else it has for the pink hearts here. Once again, 6. Oh my goodness, I thought I prevented more points than that. So it gets 20 points there. Let's see about the blue hearts. This is not looking good. 5. That's not so bad. All right, so 5, and let's see. That gives them 15 points there. And then, like I said, only 1 greenhouse. So that is only worth 1 point. So that's not too bad. Now, they didn't get any sets of greenhouses. This scores normally for the AI, as it does for the regular player. But since they only have 1 type of fruit, that is not going to score them any points. Now, as far as meteors go, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but I think they have 8. Yep, looks like 8 meteors total. So they're going to win that, gaining 10 points, which means I get nothing for meteors. So that's unfortunate. Now, as far as stores, they only have 1 store, so they're going to score 2 points there. The buildings here give them 5 points each, and they have 6 of those. Oh my goodness. That is a whopping 30 points. That's not good. And then for cards, they get 9 points. That's automatic. It's as if they had the 3 cards that they started with at the beginning of the game, just like I have 3 cards left over right now, which means I can just go ahead and put 9 points for me as well. And for concessions, again, they get the full concession, so that's 24 points. But there's also a bonus that they get. Any of the logistics, demolitions, or landing grounds, they get 2 points each. So if they had one of these buildings, this would be worth 2 points. In this case here, they get an additional 6 points, and we'll just add that to the total. And so if I'm correct, their total is 137. That is huge. I think that's the highest score I've seen for the AI yet. That is not good. All right, and so for me, the scoring is fairly straightforward. So first we're going to start off with all of our vital systems. Again, we want groups, all right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the pinks, and that'll give me 15 points. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the blacks, and that'll give me, let's see, 10 points. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blues. So 20 points there. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total greenhouses. And let's see, that's going to gain me 25. That is really good. So as of right now, my subtotal there is 70 points. All right. Now let's check out sets of fruit. And I have 2 red, 1 green, 1 yellow. And then I also have 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I have a green one up there and a wild. Let's see, I have 4 wilds. Oh my goodness, I have 3 sets. Now, unfortunately, it's not printed on the little score pad how that works, but you have to check out the rule book here, and it tells you that you get 5, 12, or 22 points for having 1, 2, or 3 complete sets. Once again, it doesn't have to be adjacent to each other. So, 22 points. I mean, I'm not going to complain. That's a lot of points. I told you could get a lot of points from this. All right, now we have sales offices or stores. I have 4 of those. That's going to give me another 8 points. We'll do the buildings in just a moment. The concessions have a total of 21 points. All right, so let's talk about the buildings. So this one here only has 1 black heart next to it, so that'll give me 2 points. This one's got 5 meteorites next to it, so another 10 points. So I'm at 12 points now. This one here is 1 per store. I have 4 stores in my colony, so that's going to gain me, let's see, we're at 16 points now. I guess that's it for buildings. So 16 points. Uh-oh, I'm not feeling good about my score. But maybe I should feel good about it because it looks like I have a subtotal of 76 points there, adding it to my 70 and a personal high of 146. Wow. And so there you go. That was the tutorial and solo playthrough of Luna Capital, designed by Jose Ramon Palacios and published by Devir Games. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comments below. Please also like and subscribe to this channel if you like the content you see here. And I thank you very much for joining me on Tabletop for One. Have a great night.